Well, I was very young and bored with a 9 to 5, and I went to work for a cruise line and worked in their office for a year. And the largest ship at the time was the Norway, and she was about to debut in Miami. And I decided I wanted to go to sea, and on her third cruise, I walked up the gangway. And I remember when the ship pulled away from port, I thought I'd made the biggest mistake of my life, and it was the best thing I'd ever done for myself. I got this feeling like, oh my God, I'm going away from home. But it really is the best thing I ever did for myself. I've never looked back. Yeah. The first Sea Trade event I attended was probably in 2006 or 7 in Miami. Yeah. I actually didn't know what to expect. I just heard a lot about it. And so I went with absolutely no expectations. And I was really kind of awestruck because it was huge. And every single sector of the industry that you could think of was represented on the trade floor, you know, from nuts and bolts in the engine room to shipbuilding to, you know, china and cutlery and utensils, you know, in the restaurants and dining rooms. So it was a real representation of everything that encompasses the industry. So I was really awestruck by it. I thought it was a really great event.
And what were the people like when you? I think it's clear to see that the people in this industry, maybe it's just the people that I've met, but the people that are in this industry kind of have this overriding happiness to be here. And it's because I'm English, I'm skeptic, I'm a skeptic, right? And there's this overriding happiness, for people that are in this industry and that come to the show. I mean, how do you find the people here? What do you think everyone is like, and how do you find it personally?
That's one of the big values of the event is not just reestablishing connections with people that you've known over the years and making new ones, but it's also a real gathering place for friends to see each other again. You know, a lot of people don't see each other for an entire year until they meet at one of these events. You know, I have a saying that we're really good at recycling our people in this industry, so it doesn't matter where you go, what company you're meeting with, you inevitably will know somebody that you used to know from somewhere else in this new role in a new company. So it's an opportunity not just to network with people that you've known for years, but make new connections and reestablish old friendships.
All right, so
I was on a ship probably about a year and a half. It was the Norway. It was the very first ship I ever worked on. And the ship lost power in the middle of the ocean, and it was adrift at sea because the Norway was a steamship. It wasn't a motor ship. And we were at sea. I was still working on the ship, and we were at sea for 36 hours with no power while they pumped the steam engines back up so that we'd have enough power to move. And in that time, we lost all of the ability to flush toilets. All of our refrigeration went down. We had no AC, no running water. So they opened up windows on the promenade deck that looked actually large as these windows. And they opened them because it was the only circulating air that we had on the ship. And we had a guest on board who was from a certain region of the world. And it's a very nice region of the world, by the way, but didn't speak the same language as us. And he was very upset because we took his ship and turned it into this, in his opinion, we turned it into an awful ship. And he wanted to argue with me about it because I was at the reception desk, and you don't argue with a guest, right? Customer's always right. But we didn't speak the same language either. And so he lunged at me over the desk, physically lunged at me over the desk. And my boss told me to go in the back and hide while he calmed down this person. That was just one. That was my first entree to how crazy a guest or a customer can be. This is an industry that you either love or it doesn't gel. It's not something that you feel. And it's something that you really have to feel like in a very innate, it's part of your heart and soul. You either really love it or you don't. I really love it, and I think the reason that I really love it is because of the people, because we all share that common We're all passionate about it. We're passionate about what we do. We love the sea. The sea calls us even when we're not working, you know, when I'm on vacation. I think you and I were having a conversation about, you know, how much I love the water and how much I love the sea. So it's all of those things, I think, combined. I mean, there are people that I met from all over the world that I've known my entire adult life, and they're still, I could call them at any part of the world and say, I'm here, can you help me, or I need a place to stay, and it's like, it would be like I have seen them yesterday. So it's those kinds of relationships that you make with people that I think are really lasting, and the connection to the cruise industry is always what connected you to that person, which I think is why you feel so passionately about it.